John from San Antonio. I am very glad that you called. I understand that you are doing a guest spot on a rival show tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Letter Hack Show at 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about the tough losses in Oregon yesterday and give a preview of the upcoming squad primary races.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a little upsetting, but Letter Hack is it's a good guy. It's a good show. All right. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I know you like doing the fake jealousy act, but
Excuse me, fake jealousy act.
yeah,
Oh, all right,
yeah.
John. That's
Okay. I mean, because you remember when you said that you had a nightmare about me calling into Pac-Man a few years ago.
mm-hmm. Wait, what did you do
Okay.
now?
Yeah.
You doing a spot on Pac-Man's show tomorrow?
No, not calling into Pac-Man. He's a little bit too much of a centrist, but
All right.
yeah, just wanted to remind you. Yeah, I also got a question. Remember how I had the guy? I think it was the same guy who wrote the Digby jingle. Also wrote a jingle for me. You know if that's still around or?
I don't know. I don't. We'll look. Well, Matt's
Okay.
out today, so Matt has the keys to the vault.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
All right. So,
Okay, fair enough.
John, what happened yesterday?
Okay, so Summer Lee in Pennsylvania's 12th district and Dave Min in California's 47th district were able to overcome the influx of big money donors to receive the most Democratic votes in their primaries, but most of the other progressive candidates have not fared as well in Democratic congressional races this year. In Oregon's 3rd district, which covers most of the Portland area, progressive candidate Shashila Jayapal, who's the older sister of Pramila Jayapal, who's the leader of the Progressive Caucus, lost by 22 points to Maxine Dexter, who is heavily funded by donors who support the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, or APAC, and Republicans. Outside donors spent $5.7 million on negative ads against Jayapal, and that turned out to what most people thought would be a close race into a blowout. One of the largest organizations that gave Dexter money was the 314 Action Fund, which gave $2.2 million before May 1st. A list of donors to that organization was revealed on Monday, and the largest donor was Michael Bloomberg, who gave $500,000. Bloomberg has heavily funded AIPAC, who has supported Republican insurrectionist candidates and conservative Democrats. Robert Graneri, a co-founder of the New York investment firm Jane Street Capital, gave $250,000 to an AIPAC affiliate, the United Democratic PAC, on October 15th. He also contributed heavily to a PAC supporting Nikki Haley. The 314 Action Fund total was 3.25 million bashing Jayapal in ads. Did not disclose their donors until May 20th. The 314 Action Fund promotes itself as a science movement for change, but almost all of the elected officials have very conservative voting records. Maxine Dexter has admitted that she was recruited by the 314 Action Fund. In the 5th District, progressive Jamie McLeod Skinner of Oregon, who beat the sitting incumbent Democrat Kurt Schrader in 2022, then lost to the Republican Lori Chavez de Reamer in the general election, and a +9 Biden district, was running again, but lost by a shocking 40 points. The winner of the primary was Janelle Bynum, who is supported by the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, who usually does not endorse in a race where an incumbent is not involved. The total outside donors were 353,000 in ads for Bynum and 584,000 in ads in attack ads against McLeod Skinner. Bynum was also heavily supported by the 314 Action Committee. I do hope Bynum wins in November, but it's a terrible indictment on a society that big money donors can come in, spend millions of dollars, and prop up their corporate agenda. Once again, I would encourage voters not to listen to negative ads that are funded by the wealthy, and to research the candidates' issue sets and promote issues that are important to progressive voters, like a ceasefire in Gaza, Medicare for all, and a Green New Deal, and many other major issues. It's terrible that money in politics still has so much influence on the process and voters. Progressives need to keep fighting for their values, and I encourage voters in the 16th District of New York to support Jamal Bowman. That primary will take place on June 25th. Cori Bush in Missouri's 1st District, and that primary will take place on August 6th. And Ilhan Omar in Minnesota's 6th District, and that primary will take place on August 13th. It is difficult to motivate people for progressive candidates because we don't have a national figure like Bernie Sanders talking about issues that will improve our country as a national candidate. But I'm very hopeful that the 3 sitting squad members can win their primaries just like Summer Lee did. I want to.
Yeah, well, let me just reiterate that point. It is, and with all due respect, John, I am worried that your recommendations to voters are not going to work. And so what's actually, I think, like, if you live in one of those people's districts, and particularly in this instance, Bowman and Cori Bush and Ilhan Omar, you need to get out and find a buddy or two who you live with, lives in that district. And if it's not somebody that you're friends with, then go find somebody who you want to be friends with. See if they're supportive of that candidate. That way you make a new friend and you go out and you start knocking on doors. You go volunteer with the campaign. You try and organize, because that's the only way. They're going to get outspent. Jamal Bowman's going to get outspent by, like, I don't know, like some record million number of dollars. They want him out. And the only way he's going to win in the face of that kind of money is going to be because somebody has knocked on their door, or a voter's going to knock on their door, or I should say, someone from the community is knocking on their door and is going to be like, look, this money that's coming in from outside Republican money, right-wing money, because that's what it is. This AIPAC money is right-wing money, period, end of story. And the only way it's going to be fought is if, is really people organizing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, some people, are more introspective and may not be consumed by politics, but they do want to vote. And so, that's just another approach. But generally, I think you're right. The more people who organize and, make people aware of this, the better it's going to be for these candidates.
Yep.
So I do want to agree with you that Biden seems like he cares more about supporting the genocidal Israeli government than beating the authoritarian candidacy of Trump. And this happens when you elect centrist Democrats who are tied to the values of the past instead of reacting to the genocide that Israel is perpetrating. It's totally disgusting that Biden and Republicans are condemning the international court prosecutors' pursuit of warrants against Israeli leaders. So if you have any questions or comments, I'll be happy to try to answer them.
At the moment, I don't. It doesn't look like. Are there any? Let's put it this way: do you think we're going to add any to the squad this cycle?
No, I think the only possible race is David Kim in the 34th district of California, but he didn't do as well as he did in the primary in 2022. I think he lost by 2 points in the actual general election. So he lost by 6 in 2020. So with about the same vote total in the primary, he's very good. I mean, he's super progressive, and so hopefully he will beat Jimmy Gomez. And I've seen him on Twitter, and really calling out Gomez on his stance on Gaza. And so, I mean, that's the one big possibility. I mean, there are other people like Sarah McBride, who I talked about earlier, who is probably very likely going to be the first trans Congress woman ever, and so that's going to take place in Delaware in September. And I mean, she's got a good issue set. I mean, not near as good as like a squad member, but
right.
Fairly progressive. And so that should be another good addition. So
John,
I mean,
if I wanted to watch you on this other show, I could stomach it without the sort of like the pain and the pangs of betrayal. How would I go about doing that?
You would go on the Letterhack's YouTube site.
Letterhack YouTube site.
Right.
Do you know what the address is of that? Is it youtube.com/theletterhack?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Google the Letterhack's YouTube show.
Okay, I might do that. I don't know. I may be too upset to do it, but I might do it. I also got my kids, and so sometimes they protect me from myself. So, John, appreciate the call, and good luck tonight.
All right. Thank you very much. So.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks.
All right.
Just don't twist the knife too much. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.